Hi y'all. So I wanted to chime in because Kamala Harris had a big economics speech today. It was a major one. She really got into some details, really gave us some good analysis of her positions, defined them very well. I thought it was a really, really strong speech. She went far deeper than she had in the past. It was very impressive. I think anybody listening to it would get excited, and you could see how the crowd that was there, was an economic speech in Pittsburgh. You could see how their excitement for the thing she was talking about really grew, and she really talked about it from a place of knowledge, which I like. I don't like it when people just, oh, I think you want to hear this, so I'm going to say this, but you don't really give anything in depth that makes it seem as though it's realistic in any way. She really kind of went into it and hit it hard. It was really, really good. You could see the crowd, just building up in their frenzy. I'm going to kind of paraphrase Mark Cuban here because he was present and he talked about it afterwards, because I think he really kind of illustrated it in a smart way when he was talking about these two candidates and how competent they are. And if you were looking at them kind of like, because America is in many ways kind of like a company. President is kind of like a CEO, and that you've got to make sure all the departments and everything run well. And he said, here you have Kamala Harris, who entered the race 45 to 60 days ago, tops. She started off way behind in the polls with very little recognition. I mean, people heard her name as the vice president, but that's pretty much all most people knew about her, unless you're a political nerd. I am, but most people are not necessarily that. And in those 45 to 60 days, she organized and set everything up in such a way that not only did she come running up and at worst case scenario is tied, but in many instances has actually surpassed and is now in the lead. And that's very, very impressive to do that in such a short period of time. People now have a better feel for her. Her approval ratings, her likability ratings have shot up really, really fast, high and really fast. That's impressive. And then conversely, he pointed out that then when you look at Donald Trump, he had what was almost an insurmountable lead. He was already planning their victory parade. The Republicans were already set for, who was going to be in his cabinet. And, they were so sure he was going to win. That's how far ahead and strong he looked. And in those same 45 to 60 days, he has not only has he fallen way back to where at best he's tied, and in many cases he's behind. And if he were a real life CEO, he would actually be getting fired for how crappy he has not been able to compete. When he finally had real competition in this environment, he hasn't been able to compete, and has in fact basically lost the company this ginormous lead they had. And I just thought that was really a salient point. I thought it was well expressed. And he really turned my head with that. Anyway, I just wanted to share it because I thought it was such a smart point and that she was really good. And if any of you have a chance, you should definitely hit YouTube and watch the speech. I thought it was really, really, really strong. It had me jazzed. I was very excited to go start a business. That's how good it was. Anyway, just wanted to share. Ciao for now.